Good morning. Looking at the US markets for once again another positive close, and it really is flowing on from the gains that we saw on Friday. A lot of the momentum that has now come through after the better than expected job data on Friday, helping not only the retailers but also many of the credit card operators on expectations that if you've got strong job growth, you're going to see strong growth coming through in markets and also in spending. Also, we did see some good money going into the technology sector. We had the news that Microsoft had decided that they would come through and acquire GitHub, which is a software developer. They're spending around $7.5 billion, and we saw the share price rising on the back of this news. And we also had the World Developers Conference for Apple starting today, with Apple coming through saying that they were looking at faster ways of getting apps on their tools, and they're also coming out with some changes to their Mac operating system, as well as the Apple Watch adoption, a big increase in 2017, up by 60%, and looking at new changes that are going to come through there. Now, we also saw a fair bit of money going into the broader technology sector. We still saw good money going into Google and also into Twitter overnight. And we did see a fair bit of weakness that continued in that energy and mining sector, with the falls that we've seen continuing in the precious metal markets and also in the oil market. So oil coming off recent highs, now down another 1.4% overnight to 64.89 US a barrel. That gold price falling around 3% to 1,295 US an ounce, with the energy sector the worst performing sector in the US markets. And we also saw a little bit of weakness coming into some of the transportation companies, especially the train companies, on expectations of higher costs to move goods across the US. So if we have a look at the close of the markets, we did see the Dow up 178 points, broad S&P 500 was stronger, and the Nasdaq up by 52 points, with the markets near 12-week highs. And if we have a look at the Aussie market today, it is set to open weaker. A lot of that is to do with the falls that we've seen in those commodity prices, probably a bit of positioning ahead of the GDP, the quarterly statement on growth here in Australia that will be released tomorrow, and the fact that we've got the RBA handing down their decision on rates. Now, no one in the market or us here at Commsec are expecting a change in rates today, but we are expecting there might be some changes coming through in the statement, especially about the geopolitical risks that are brewing at the moment. And we have to remember the G7 is on in Canada, so there might be a fair bit of commentary coming through about the concerns about trade that will rise its ugly head in our trading zone today. Lastly, looking at the Australian dollar, while holding around that 76.5 US cent mark.